Welcome to another cast. This is Galaxy bringing you a game on none other than Scrap Station with Miou, our Terran blue monster, trying to defeat the awesomeness of Insolence, the Protoss Zebra. No, he's a Godzilla. We'll just call him the Godzilla, because I think of Protoss more as as a reptile more than like a a mammal that roams the Sahara Desert. Warum musst du Ash cross sein? I am a zebra. No, I am a Godzilla, and I will destroy Terran. Let's look at the APM right now, because that's the thing that's going on. Before anything happens, like, you talk about the APM here, because nothing else is really happening except for building pylons. So we have 300 plus almost 400 APM for Insolence, and then on the left side we do have, of course, a little happy face, because I think, as Day 9 says, Europeans are always friendly, and that's awesome. And so, much friendlier than Americans. I don't know if you guys play Black Ops at all. I have, and I do prefer the European servers. Miou is a Terran whose APM now is a little bit below 100, but we won't give him fault for that. This probe is going to scout. He does know the positioning, obviously, because this is Scrap Station. There's only one place where the opponent can possibly spawn, but he's going to just scout and see what happens. Is he going to attack this SCV on the line, the barracks? Nope, that is a common tactic you can do. You can see Miou has already taken off an SCV to repel this probe, and even queuing up SCVs to take care of the probe. Another SCV off the line. No, this SCV is leaving the mineral line, but just to do some scouting of its own. The probe's shields are going to recharge very soon, but meanwhile, let's look at the base. We have an assimilator and gateway on the way. A very standard timing for our player Insolence, and it looks like a refinery and barracks going down right now from Miou. Also standard timing, and this SCV is devoted to trying to kill this probe, because I'm gonna guess that he's gonna take this SCV off, scouting the probe until this barracks is done, because the most annoying thing in the world is to have this SCV building the barracks die. So there we go. It looks like he's gonna continue to harass this probe, and he's dedicating one SCV to the scouting probe. Obviously, he does not like the scouting probes. Miou does not, and I downloaded this game for two reasons. The first was I was directed here, and I apologize for the awful lag. Truth be told, naughty that I'm conceding this, but I do like to be honest, even when things aren't going my way in this game. It is a little bit choppy. That is because I am processing some videos. I have like 3 hours of footage of me doing a Protoss vs Terran build, just kind of trial and error stuff. So it's takes a long time to process all that video. So anyway, I do apologize for that. But hey, go check that footage out. Why not? Maybe you'll enjoy it. And the Automaton 2000 doing absolutely nothing, chilling at the natural, and then in the base of Insolence we just have an SCV scouting around. He does see the cybernetics core, and does he see the second gas? He should see the second gas. Yes, he does. He does see that there's a second gas, which means there could be some Stargate play, early Colossi. We'll just have to see what Insolence has in store for us. And this Marine is scouting around for proxy pylons, because 4 warp key pushes are so annoying. And proxy pylon in his base could spell doom, could spell the end of this game. And it looks like more SCVs and probes are just going to follow each other and harass. And now we have a zealot chilling at the ramp of Insolence. Lots of units do chill. I use the word chill a lot because, hey, things chill in this game. Like, these Marines are just chilling. They are not being active. They're not harassing. They're just chilling. A Stalker is out for Insolence, and I don't know, is he going to push with that Stalker, or is he going to just kind of save it up and play defensively? A barracks on the way for Miou, and the second gas is not being mined just yet, even though it's built. Oh, there those SCVs go, and a starport on the way. So we could see Banshees, a tech lab going down on the factory, no add-on on the barracks, and I do think that we are going to see Banshees, or you never know, because the Hellions with Blue Flame, or early tanks with Medivacs. We'll just have to see, but I'm going to guess Banshees. I like to say Banshees 3 times in a row, Banshee, because actually that sounds kind of cool, Banshee, and so it doesn't look to me like Insolence is planning to get an early expansion. He does have a Stargate up, so we might see Void Rays. The reason why I say that is because his pylons are right in his base, which denotes that he wants to stay within his base. If I were a Protoss wanting to do an early expansion, I would put like a pylon out here for warpins, or at least a pylon like on the edge of my map, because once I build my nexus here, I want to be able to warp in units down here to support them. Okay, meanwhile on the minimap we do have an SCV going out. It is going to see, I want to go into the view of what Miou sees. He's looking for the expansion. He sees there is no expansion. In his mind he's thinking, okay, so there's no expansion. I saw 2 gas. I'm probably going to be seeing something cool. So anyway, Miou is putting a bunker down there. I'm not really sure why, but I'd love to get into the mind of Miou. And I didn't say the second reason. Actually, the 2 reasons why I chose this replay. One is because the se2rep.com. Normally, I find replays on se2rep.com because they have like the hottest in 24 hours. It's not allowing me to download. There's broken links, so I went to sc2win.com. That's the first reason. The second reason is Miou is a great name. I love to say Miou, Miou, Miou. All day long, Miou, Miou, Miou. And it looks like a Void Ray is coming to harass. Does Miou... I'm surprised that Miou doesn't actually expect this, considering he did see 2 gas. But the all-knowing commentator that I am can predict it better, especially since I can see into his base at all times. It looks like the supply depot is going down, and then the Void Ray is going to take care of these SCVs, delaying the push from Miou. He has forced to bring his Marines and medevac, and this Void Ray has to run away. The Void Ray did get 2 kills, that's 2 SCVs, but the main thing that it's doing is buying time for Insolence to do whatever he wants to do. Because when I say buying time, I mean because you'll notice that these rocks weren't actually taken down, and they still have lots of life left. The reason why they have life is because the Void Ray forced the army of Miou to leave the rocks. So if he was planning to do a push, it will have to come later, and just some little micro action between the Void Ray, down 2 Void Rays, and these Marines. Do be careful, Mr. Insolence, because your Void Rays are vulnerable, even though they do more damage when they're not charged. In the base of Miou, we do have just a few gateway units, including Sentry, and it looks like more Void Rays coming out. So mass Void Ray play. I haven't seen this kind of strategy for a long time, not since I guess the beta. You know, when Void Rays were much more powerful. The Void Rays used to have an extra range, actually, and they did more damage. So I think they should up the range to 7 of Void Rays. But no, Void Rays have been buffed quite a bit since the beta. I mean, nerfed quite a bit since the beta, which I'm very disappointed in because I do play Protoss and I love Void Rays. I used to anyway. It looks like Miou now knows that the expansion from Insolence is coming down, and I will just repeat myself because I think it's a very, very, very... The most important thing that's happening in this game right now isn't so much the unit composition. Isn't that there are Marines and tanks and Void Rays. It's that these Void Rays are forcing Miou to stay contained in his base. He's on 1 base. He's actually now building Command Center to have 2 bases. But Miou is responding by just keeping his Marines in the base. He's not building an engineering bay, not building turrets. If he wanted to push out, I suppose he could. I suppose he could build Vikings too, but he's not building Vikings. He's being pretty darn stubborn and just sticking to medevacs. Anyway, but is buying Insolence time to get up his expansion, so we'll just have to see what okay, no, we changed it. We do have a Viking on the field right now. So what will Insolence do? What is his follow-up to this? It looks like has 2 more warp gates, and these Void Rays are going home. Mission accomplished. He does have his expansion out now. Before the expansion, looks like the expansion is going down before the expansion of Miou. It actually looks like it's kind of about the same time. So now that those Void Rays are leaving the base, it looks like Miou can go back to just doing his straight push with tanks, which don't actually have siege mode at the moment. And we do see a probe going out to probably do some scouting for expansions. We will just have to see what Insolence's plan is for that probe. And we have the army of Miou destroying these destructible rocks, and honestly, I don't like the chances for Insolence right now. We do see a proxy pylon in the base of Miou that's going to, but it won't be that hard to take down, I don't think. And Insolence really only has 3 warp gates. Do we have more warp gates for Mr. Insolence? No, 3 warp gates and a robo facility. I think that Insolence is now aware. There was an observer here, so he's now aware of this army coming, and we'll just have to hold with bated breath to see who wins out. Meanwhile, I like to say that there's some harassment going down here. Actually, the Marine just taking out that pylon. And it looks like Insolence is just going to abandon his expansion. So although I don't think that those Void Rays worked out quite as well as Insolence had liked, and judging by the time left in the replay, I probably should have an overlay, but I don't. I think this is going to be GG because this expansion is going to be safe here, while this isn't. Void Rays don't do squat against Marines. Oh, but I was just going to say what he needs to do is bring his Void Rays into the base of Insolence, and that's exactly what he's doing, the counterattack. But meanwhile, there's so many Marines and tanks. We are going to have a base race to see what can win first, 4 Void Rays or these Marines and tanks. Oh, it looks like Miou is going to, instead of attacking, Miou could just go up here and attack, I think. I think he could take these gateway units, no problem. But instead he's going to retreat back into the base of Insolence. Insolence abandoning, destroying these barracks because these barracks are just going to light on fire, so that's buying a little bit more time. He's going to take out this command center. It looks like the big blue ball of Miou is going now. Let's hope it can take care of these Void Rays. Let's see. No, these Void Rays are just doing too much damage. The damage has been done. I still think that Miou can just take his whole army and destroy Insolence. Meanwhile, what has Insolence been doing? He's been warping in more units and gateways. Hasn't been building any new gateways. His money and gas is very high. Oh, but it looks like he did spend some money on something. What is he building? I guess he's just building more Void Rays. Meanwhile, we see more barracks going down from Miou, and I'm looking at the time left. I'm looking at the tank now taking down the pylon, and I'm looking at the time left. I'm looking at the game. I'm like, we're gonna see a GG soon. I wonder what that's gonna be. I guess. Well, it looks like Insolence is now getting up his second again, so he did spend some money on that, and he is supply blocked temporarily because this pylon here was taken out, and we do have more pylons here. Near the second of Miou, and but Miou is not quite aware of that just yet. We are going to have to just see has Insolence macroed up enough of a gateway force to take care of this ball for Miou. I honestly don't really know who's going to win, but this is quite a large number of Void Rays. I would say actually a critical number, as they'd like to say. 6 Void Rays can do quite a lot of damage, especially when they're charged. And here comes the game-deciding moment. Tanks moving out to get the Void Rays isn't going to work very well, but these Marines are stopping. Marines are shooting the wrong units. They should be shooting the Void Rays. These Void Rays are already charged. Gateway units are taking care of all the big blue ball of Miou, and SCVs coming off the line, but they are going to get sliced apart because force fields are here. They can't get to the gateway units. Meanwhile, Insolence can easily reinforce by those pylons over on the minimap, which you can see all SCVs are going down. It looks like Insolence is going to take this game. Insolence being annoying with Void Rays, not able to get up a second when he wanted to, but I just don't think Miou. I don't think Miou. I says it's the GG, but Miou couldn't quite take care of that army, and that was just I really would have liked to see what would have happened if Miou had his whole army here. He could have moved up. That would have been exciting. that would have been a base race, but you know, there was a lot of Void Rays. Miou did not build an engineering bay. I think that could have helped him quite a lot to build a few turrets at his expansion. Could have built a few turrets at his main base. Then when his main army moved out, he did take care of this expansion. He could have just done a contain here, knowing that Insolence wouldn't have had that many gateway units. And then when the Void Rays went out to harass, instead of them being effective, I think those missile turrets could have taken care of shop. But you know, one thing I have to say, as a player myself who's stubborn, when I have a build order, I want to stick to it. You know, even if I know I need an observer, but I don't have a robo bay in my build, I won't build a robo bay, and then I'll lose. So I think that Miou actually could have taken this game, in my opinion, if he had just played a little bit differently, if he had built an engineering bay, or if he had moved up to attack with his army. This was another StarCraft 2 battle on Scrap Station, and tune in for more replays from Galaxy, the Fresh Prince of StarCraft 2.